How's it going, everyone? Bo here from bzhub, and today we're continuing on with our guide series of Fishing Planet Mudwater River, everyone. 10 minutes or less. Let's get into it. So here we are at the main map screen again. Mudwater River here in Missouri. Fish species you can see, we got black bullhead, bluegill, we got bowfin, of course, pickerel, channel catfish, drum now, another pickerel, largemouth bass, and the white crappie. We now have the opportunity to catch common and trophy largemouth bass, which is just fantastic because they actually pay a pretty good penny. But I tell you what, you unlock this at level 4, but I wouldn't recommend going to Mudwater River until you're probably level 6. There's just I just don't think that you'd really get a good experience of enjoying Mudwater River, and at level 6 you actually unlock some pretty cool stuff. So first off, this is the first time I would recommend getting a bait casting rod when you're coming to Mudwater River. At level 6, you unlock the Value Cast 5'3". Now this is a short rod. It's not going to allow you to throw it out very far, but combined with this Felix 500, it's a very strong combo, and it allows you to cast far enough for Mudwater and allows you to catch pretty sizable fish. I mean, just this Felix 500, $950, not expensive whatsoever. And it's a 6.15 max drag reel. That's insane. It's a very, very strong reel for the price, and then you kind of just have to put up with the rod. You can upgrade the rod's length as you level up, but yeah, that's what we've got so far. Looking at our spoons now, you can see that we have an upgraded casting spoon. We're now using the 1/3 ounce casting spoon at number 1. Now, as we level up, we can continue to increase the hook size to target larger fish, but this is what we're using right now. At level 5, you unlock the Creek Pro 8'10", which goes up to 7 pounds, which is pretty awesome when you're considering what fish you're going to be going after with this. This is a rod that you can use for many maps afterwards, up to very large, even flathead catfish in the heron, and you can use this at Emerald Lake, which we'll talk about later on. But yes, the Creek Pro 8'10", a good rod there. We combined it with the Aspira Slim 1000. This is going to be kind of the top of the line spinning reel that you can get at level 6. So this is what I'm combining with it. We have 4-pound line on here. We're using a number 2 hook, which we could size up if we're targeting larger fish, and we're still using cheese to target some of those catfish, but at level 7 we can actually upgrade to using this small cut bait, which will be really awesome to target some of those bowfin as well as more of those catfish. Now let's take a look at licenses. Now we look at Missouri here. Licenses, $200 for 1-day basic license versus $400 for the advanced license. Now I always usually recommend doing the advanced, though if you don't plan on catching any of these biggins or anything like that, I guess you could put off doing that. I know that a good sized largemouth bass is going to give you about $200. So if you were to catch 2 largemouth bass, you would pay off your advanced license for the day, which isn't that hard, you know, think about it. But with that out of the way, I think it's time to go to Mudwater. Let's show off some of our stuff. Alright, so if you're traveling to Mudwater for the first time, you've never been anywhere else besides Lone Star, you would have noticed that it costs $1,200 to travel here, which is pretty crazy. That's a lot of money, and this is where it comes in, where you're actually going to be staying multiple days here in one trip. So plan ahead, you know, bring lots of bait and stuff like that, because that $1,200 every time you leave Mudwater, you're going to have to pay another $1,200 come back here again. It adds up, everyone. It really does. So $1,200 to come here, $400 license fee. You're looking at $1,600 you need to make back before you even go back to the main menu. So if you remember, I recommended coming here at level 6 because at level 6 you unlock this mono stand, and I know we talked about this mono stand when we were at Lone Star, but it is a very nice stand because not only are you able to fish for largemouth bass, but you're also able to fish for catfish at the same time, and you are going to catch a lot of catfish, a lot of bullhead here. So you know, at some point you might even just keep it out because you're not going to be able to even go fishing for any largemouth. You're going to be catching so many catfish. Let's go ahead and change the time now because it looks like the best time to be fishing is going to be right around 8 o'clock or so. It's going to be sunny outside. That's good to remember for our lure choices. But here we go. Sunny outside, going to be in the shade. Let's cast out. There's some fish moving everywhere. Let's cast out right over here, and we'll put this in our rod stand so we can focus on our largemouth bass fishing. Okay, it's sunny outside, like I said. We have a silver casting spoon, and we're just gonna kind of look for vegetation. Obviously, with this very short rod, we shouldn't expect to cast very far, but you can see we can cast at least 3/4 of this river's width, which is gonna do okay. Let's cast out right out here, and we're just gonna try different retrieves. We might start off right now with a stop and go, perhaps, just to do something. The stop and go is usually like my go-to retrieve. I'll usually try stop and go anywhere I go for the first time. I just really like I don't know if it's just an easy kind of retrieve to do or what, but that's what I like. And I'm just gonna keep it right there in the middle. Try to keep it nice and easy for fish on the bottom as well as fish up above to maybe take notice of it. All right, didn't get anything on the stop and go there, so we might mix it up. Might do a twitch or something like there. We were on the bottom there, so we could keep doing a lift and drop. Hear that? That's a little bit of action on our other rod there. Keep doing our twitch. Oh, it's definitely going now. Now we could just switch off this rod for this rod. We could just interchange them, but sometimes it's better just to reel it all the way in so you don't have to worry about it. Pretty small fish here. Looks like a bluegill. Little bluegill. That'll do okay. If you keep catching smaller fish, it might be a sign that you just need to make your hook a little bit larger to avoid some of those smaller fish. Oh, there we go. Got something on here. Maybe a little pickerel or a small bass. Looks like a small bass just breached the water there. Probably a young bass, I'm assuming. Let's see. There we go. No, it's a normal largemouth bass. How about that? Little 1.5 pound largemouth bass, $170. Not too shabby. I know that at this same level you can unlock the grubs, and I've used grubs to fish for largemouth in real life, but according to the Fish Species and Fishing Planet, they don't like grubs. So no luck using grubs at this point, ladies and gents. One place that I really like to fish when I came to Mudwater was right over here. I'll show you all. Yeah, right here. Okay, so right here you can see these logs sticking up out of the water. This is a pickerel honey hole. I'm telling you what, we're gonna put down our other rod here just so we can have this out ready for some fish. I'm actually going to go ahead and assume that we're level 7 now. We'll put on some small cut bait just to change it up a little bit. Throw that out there and see what we catch. And now I'm gonna grab my bait caster again, and we're gonna throw out this casting spoon and see what we can get out of here. Whoa! Did you see that? A pickerel tried to get our I'm gonna have to put that in slow motion. A pickerel tried to get our lure and flew out of the water towards us. I don't even know what to say about that. That's insane. But we have a fish on this rod. Let's pick this up. See there, we interchanged them. There we go. That's max drag. Whatever this is, it's a pretty sizable fish. Small cut bait, hook number 2 there. It's pulling us out too. Remember that when it's pulling you out, when you've got the full tension, don't reel in at that point. You just want to hold your rod up and keep that tension up. Try to tire him out as much as possible. I have an idea of what this fish is, but we will see once we get it in. But I certainly remember this fight. Ooh, he's angry. That is what I thought we had on. There we go, got our first bowfin, everyone. $123. You actually can't release these, you have to keep them. But 74 XP, 4 pounds there like I had thought, $120. Not too shabby. I mean, that is a pretty cool fish anyway. And if you're out here fishing for the first time, you've been catching a lot of bluegill, some pickerel, some largemouth bass, a bowfin is definitely a change of pace, is it not? Let's try to catch a pickerel real quick to round this all up so that you know everything. Of course, we kind of skipped over the telescopic rod stuff, bobber fishing for some of the smaller fish, bluegill, shiners, you know, all that sort of stuff. But like I had said at the Lone Star Guide, it's the same on every map. Yeah, you throw a bobber out, you use different bait, it's the same. Same as in Europe, same as in the Amazon, doesn't change. There we go, fish on. I don't think we got a pickerel though. Got another largemouth bass. Can't avoid those largemouth bass, goodness gracious. There we go, there's a fish. Got another largemouth. This is supposed to be my pickerel spot. What's the deal? 184 there. Getting them on the Twitch is what's doing it right now. There we go. Fish on. There we go. That's what I'm fishing for. First little chain pickerel. Top notch, $109. So you can see, I mean, the bass are obviously paying more. The pickerel are great for a little bit of change, a little bit of money on the side, but if you can continue fishing for bass, which is great that you can catch them with the same lure, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Pound and $109, which is a great ratio. Yeah, continue fishing for those because the pickerel are great. But that's gonna wrap it up, everyone. Mudwater River licenses, equipment, locations, how to fish. That is all right there in the guide. Now you can continue fishing here, catch some largemouth, catch some pickerel, catch some catfish, and some bowfin, and move on to another area once you've leveled up a little bit more. I hope this was helpful or enjoyable. If it was, hit the like button, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any other questions regarding rods or reels or anything like that, either check out some of our other videos on the channel or this playlist, or perhaps join us on our live stream days Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central, and ask your questions there. If you haven't seen the beginner series by bzhub, then go ahead and check that out. It is a hilarious time capsule of recordings, and it's interesting to watch me learn the game as I learned it. So take a laugh at all of my misfortune, I guess. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Take care, stay safe, and as always, everyone, remember, we're one planet, one family, game on.